The news arrived on a quiet morning. Anna was sitting in her small apartment, holding a cup of tea, when her phone rang. The caller was a lawyer from a nearby town. He spoke slowly and clearly, telling her that her grandmother had passed away during the night. Anna felt a heavy silence fill the room. Her grandmother had been old and weak, but the loss still felt sudden. Anna had not visited her grandmother often in recent years. Life had become busy, and the old house was far from the city. Still, she remembered the woman clearly. Her grandmother was known as poor, quiet, and simple. She wore old clothes, fixed broken things instead of replacing them, and never accepted help from anyone. Most people believed she had nothing of value. The lawyer then shared something unexpected. The grandmother had left Anna her house. Only the house, nothing else. No money, no jewelry, no land. Just the old house at the edge of town. Anna was surprised. She expected the house to be sold or given to someone else. The lawyer explained that the papers were clear and legal. Anna was the only one named. When Anna told her relatives, their reactions were cold. Some laughed softly. Others shook their heads. They said the house was falling apart and not worth the effort. One cousin said it would cost more to repair than it was worth. Another suggested she sell it quickly before it collapsed. Anna listened quietly. She did not argue. She felt that the house mattered, even if no one else agreed. A few days later, Anna decided to visit the house. She took a day off work and drove early in the morning. The road grew narrower as she left the city. Tall trees lined the way, and the air felt cooler. When she reached the town, everything looked slower and older. Small shops stood quietly, and people walked without hurry. The house stood at the far end of a dusty street. It was small, with faded paint and a low fence. The roof looked old, but it was still strong. The windows were clean, which surprised Anna. She had expected dirt and damage. Instead, the house looked cared for, though very simple. Anna unlocked the door and stepped inside. The air smelled of wood and soap. The floor was clean. The furniture was old but neatly arranged. Nothing looked broken. There were no decorations, no pictures on the walls, only a clock ticking softly in the corner. Anna walked slowly from room to room. The bedroom was small, with a simple bed and folded blankets. The kitchen had clean plates stacked carefully. Everything felt calm. The house did not feel abandoned. It felt like someone had just stepped outside. She noticed a small notebook on the table. It was closed and placed neatly in the center. Anna picked it up but decided not to open it yet. She felt a strange respect, as if she should wait. As she continued exploring, Anna realized something felt different. This was not the home of someone careless or helpless. Every object had a place. Every corner was clean. Her grandmother had lived with order and purpose. Anna sat down on a chair near the window. She remembered stories people told about her grandmother. They said she lived alone, saved nothing, and struggled daily. They said she was unlucky in life. But sitting there, Anna felt those stories were incomplete. She looked around again. The house was modest, but it was not empty. It was not sad. It held a quiet strength. Outside, the sun moved higher in the sky. Anna realized hours had passed. She felt tired but calm. She decided to stay the night. The house felt safe. As evening came, Anna cooked a simple meal using what she found in the kitchen. There was enough food, carefully stored. Another surprise. Someone who had nothing would not plan like this. That night, Anna lay in the old bed, staring at the ceiling. Questions filled her mind. Why had her grandmother lived this way? Why had she never asked for help? Why did this house feel like it was guarding a secret? Anna did not know yet that this house would change how everyone saw her grandmother. She did not know that behind the simple walls were answers no one expected. For now, she closed her eyes, unaware that the real story was only beginning. Morning light entered the house gently through the thin curtains. Anna woke up slowly, listening to the soft sounds outside. Birds moved across the roof, and a distant cart rolled along the road. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she remembered the house, the silence, and her grandmother. Anna sat up and looked around the room. Everything was simple, but nothing felt careless. The blanket was folded neatly at the foot of the bed, as if her grandmother had done it herself. Anna stood up and opened the window. Fresh air filled the room, carrying the smell of trees and earth. She decided to explore the house more carefully. The day before, she had only walked through the rooms. Now she wanted to look closely. She began in the kitchen. Inside the cabinets, she found jars filled with rice, beans, and dry food. Each jar had a small paper label with a date written clearly. Anna felt confused. This was careful planning, not random storage. On the kitchen wall, a small calendar hung neatly. The dates were marked with small notes. Some said clean well. Some said visit town. Some said help. The word help appeared many times. Anna wondered what it meant. She moved into the living room and opened a drawer in the old table. Inside were several notebooks, all similar in size and color. Each one had a number written on the front. Anna picked up the first notebook and opened it slowly. The pages were filled with writing. The handwriting was neat and clear. It listed names, dates, and small amounts of money. There were notes beside the numbers. Paid school fee. Bought medicine. Fixed roof. Anna turned the pages carefully. Her heart began to beat faster. These were records. Her grandmother had been keeping track of something important. Anna checked another notebook. It was the same. Different names, different dates, but the same kind of notes. Always simple. Always quiet. Anna sat down and placed the notebooks on the table. She tried to understand what she was seeing. Her grandmother had no job that Anna knew of. People said she struggled to buy food. Yet these notebooks showed steady help given to many people over many years. Anna stood up and walked toward the hallway. One of the floorboards looked slightly loose. She pressed it gently with her foot. It moved. Anna knelt down and lifted it carefully. Underneath was a small cloth bag. Inside the bag were coins and folded papers. Anna counted the coins. There were many. More than she expected. The folded papers were receipts and letters. The letters were short and polite. Thank you for helping us. We will never forget. May kindness return to you. Anna felt a tight feeling in her chest. The image of her grandmother as a poor and helpless woman began to break. This was someone who planned, saved, and gave without asking for attention. She continued searching the house, moving slowly and carefully. Behind a shelf, she found another small space. Inside were boxes made of wood. They were clean and well kept. Each box had a name carved into it. Anna opened one box. Inside were papers tied with string. These papers showed agreements, small loans, and promises written by hand. Nothing looked official, but everything was detailed and honest. She opened another box. Inside were simple items like a watch, a ring, and a scarf. Each item had a small note attached. Belongs to Mary. Return when safe. Belongs to Tom. Keep until winter ends. Anna understood now. Her grandmother had been holding items for people, keeping them safe when they needed help. She had become a silent support for many lives. Outside, the sun rose higher. Anna did not notice the time passing. Her thoughts were full. She remembered how her grandmother refused gifts, refused praise, and avoided attention. It all made sense now. In the afternoon, Anna stepped outside the house. She wanted to see the town with new eyes. As she walked down the street, she noticed people looking at her with curiosity. Some smiled politely. Some looked away. At a small shop, Anna stopped to buy water. The shop owner looked at her closely, then asked her name. When Anna answered, the man's face changed. He smiled warmly. Your grandmother was a good woman, he said softly. Anna nodded, unsure what to say. She helped many of us, the man continued. Quietly. Please take care of her house. As Anna walked back, others greeted her kindly. No one spoke loudly. No one shared details. It was as if there was an unspoken agreement to protect her grandmother's dignity. Back inside the house, Anna sat down again. The notebooks lay open on the table. The house felt different now. It no longer felt mysterious. It felt alive with purpose. Anna realized this was only the surface. If these records were here, there might be more she had not seen yet. Her grandmother had lived a hidden life, not poor, but rich in quiet strength. As evening approached, Anna felt both amazed and humbled. She knew that what she had discovered so far would already surprise many people. Yet she felt certain that the house still held deeper truths. She closed the notebooks gently and placed them back where they belonged. Tomorrow, she would continue. The story of her grandmother was slowly opening, and Anna was ready to listen. The next morning, Anna woke up with a clear purpose. Her sleep had been light, filled with thoughts of notebooks, boxes, and quiet kindness. Sunlight entered the house softly, touching the walls like a gentle reminder that the day had begun. Anna stood up and took a deep breath. She felt that the house was ready to show her more. After a simple breakfast, Anna began her search again. This time, she moved slowly, touching the walls, checking corners, and paying attention to small details. Her grandmother had hidden things carefully, never in obvious places. Anna believed there was more waiting to be found. She started in the living room. The shelves were fixed tightly to the wall. The table was solid. The chairs were simple and strong. Nothing looked strange at first. Then Anna noticed the wall behind the largest shelf. The paint there looked slightly different. Not broken. Just older. Anna pushed the shelf gently. It did not move at first. She pushed again, using more strength. This time, the shelf shifted slightly. Her heart began to beat faster. She moved the books and small items away, then pushed harder. A quiet sound came from behind the shelf. A narrow space appeared between the wall and the wood. Anna stepped back, surprised. She reached inside and felt a small handle. Slowly, she pulled it. A narrow door opened. The air behind it felt cooler. Anna held her breath and stepped inside. The space was small but clean. There was no window, but a lamp hung from the ceiling. It turned on easily. The light revealed a simple room with a table, a chair, and several locked boxes. Anna stood still for a moment. This room had been hidden carefully. No one in the town had ever mentioned it. Even Anna had never imagined such a place. She walked toward the table. On it lay a stack of papers, neatly arranged. Anna picked them up. These were more records, but different from the notebooks she had seen before. These papers showed larger plans. There were maps of nearby land, lists of families, and schedules written years in advance. Anna felt overwhelmed. Her grandmother had not only helped people day by day. She had planned for their future. Anna sat down and opened one of the locked boxes. The key was tied carefully to a string hidden under the table. Inside the box were official papers, savings accounts, property papers, agreements signed by witnesses. Her grandmother had saved money for years. Not for herself, but for others. Each paper had notes written in the same clear handwriting. Open when needed. Give when time is right. Anna opened another box. Inside were letters written by her grandmother. They were addressed to Anna. Anna felt her hands shake as she opened the first letter. The letter spoke calmly. It explained that the house was never meant to be sold. It was meant to be used. It explained that the hidden room existed to protect the plans she had made. The grandmother wrote that she trusted Anna to understand and continue what she had started. Tears filled Anna's eyes. She had never known this side of her grandmother. The woman who wore old shoes and carried simple bags had carried the weight of many lives quietly. Another letter explained the reason for her simple life. The grandmother believed that too much comfort could make people forget others. She chose less so others could have more. She chose silence so kindness could speak louder. Anna placed the letters down gently. She sat in the small room for a long time, thinking. This was not just a secret. It was a responsibility. Later that day, Anna left the house and walked through the town again. She looked at people differently now. The old woman selling vegetables. The young boy carrying books. The quiet man fixing shoes. She wondered how many of them had been helped by her grandmother. At the town square, Anna met an older woman sitting alone. The woman looked at Anna carefully, then smiled. "You found the room, did you not?" the woman asked softly. Anna was surprised. She nodded slowly. "Your grandmother trusted you," the woman said. "She helped me when no one else did. She asked me to keep quiet until the right time." Anna listened as the woman shared her story. Years ago, she had almost lost her home. The grandmother had stepped in quietly, offering help without asking for anything back. No one ever knew. Anna thanked the woman and returned home with a heavy but clear heart. As evening came, Anna went back into the hidden room. She looked at the boxes again, not as secrets, but as promises. She understood now why her grandmother had lived the way she did. This house was never empty. It was full of purpose. Anna knew that once people learned the truth, they would be shocked. They would feel regret. They would feel respect. But more than that, they would feel inspired. Anna closed the hidden door carefully and replaced the shelf. The room disappeared again, just as her grandmother had intended. But the truth was now alive in Anna's heart. This was no longer just an inheritance. It was a path. And Anna knew that the next step would change everything for the town and for herself. Anna did not tell anyone right away about the hidden room. For several days, she stayed inside the house, reading papers, letters, and plans again and again. Each page revealed how carefully her grandmother had worked. Nothing was rushed. Nothing was wasted. Every choice had meaning. Anna began organizing the papers on the table in the living room. She grouped them by families, by years, and by purpose. Some plans were complete. Others were still waiting. Her grandmother had trusted that Anna would know what to do when the time came. One morning, Anna noticed a note that said meeting day. The date written was the current week. Anna realized her grandmother had expected something to happen even after her passing. That was when Anna understood she could not stay silent forever. She decided to speak to the town leaders first. These were older men and women who handled small decisions for the community. Anna invited them to the house. Many were surprised. Some were unsure. They remembered the grandmother as quiet and distant. When they arrived, Anna welcomed them calmly. She did not speak right away. Instead, she placed the notebooks and papers on the table. She asked them to look. At first, there was silence. Then confusion. Then shock. One man recognized his own name in a notebook. His hands trembled as he turned pages. A woman covered her mouth when she saw a paper that saved her shop many years ago. Another man sat down slowly, unable to speak. Anna then told them about the hidden room. She showed them the plans, the savings, and the letters. She spoke simply. She did not add drama. The truth was powerful enough on its own. The room filled with emotion. Some cried quietly. Some stared at the floor. Many felt shame for calling the grandmother poor and helpless. They realized she had carried the town on her shoulders while asking for nothing. Word spread quickly, even without loud voices. By the next day, people gathered outside the house. They came with questions, memories, and gratitude. Anna stood at the door, unsure how to face them all. An older man stepped forward. He spoke with respect. "Your grandmother helped me send my daughter to school. I never knew how to repay her." A young mother shared how food had appeared at her door during a hard winter. A shop owner remembered how a loan had saved his business. Each story added weight to the truth. The town was changed. People no longer spoke of the grandmother with pity. They spoke of her with honor. Anna listened carefully. She did not interrupt. She understood that this moment belonged to the people as much as it belonged to her grandmother. Later that evening, Anna returned to the hidden room alone. She opened one final letter addressed to the town. The grandmother had written it years ago, prepared for this moment. The letter explained that help should never bring power, that kindness should not create control. The grandmother asked that the house be used as a place of learning, sharing, and quiet support. She did not want her name on signs or walls. She wanted actions to continue. The next day, Anna shared the letter publicly. The town leaders agreed to honor the wish. The house would not become a monument. It would become a center. People volunteered their time. Some offered books. Some offered skills. Teachers, builders, and helpers stepped forward. The house began to change, not in structure, but in purpose. Anna remained calm through it all. She did not see herself as special. She saw herself as a bridge between the past and the future. One evening, Anna stood in the living room, watching people work together. The same room that once held silence now held quiet energy. Children read books. Adults planned repairs for others. The house felt alive in a new way. Anna looked at the old clock on the wall. It still ticked softly, steady and patient, just like her grandmother had been. She realized that the shock people felt was not only about money or secrets. It was about realizing how wrong they had been. About learning that true strength does not shout. The town had learned something important. Wealth was not always visible. Power did not always speak loudly. And kindness did not need an audience. As night fell, Anna closed the door gently. She felt tired, but peaceful. Her grandmother's life was no longer hidden. But her values were still protected. One chapter was ending, but something greater was beginning. Time passed slowly after the truth was revealed, but the change in the town was clear. The house no longer felt like a quiet secret. It became a place of calm purpose. Every morning, the door opened early. People entered with gentle voices and clear intentions. Anna watched it all with a steady heart. Anna chose to stay in the town. She left her city job and moved fully into her grandmother's house. The decision was not easy, but it felt right. She believed that some places call people for a reason. This house had called her. She began by finishing the plans her grandmother had left behind. Some families still needed help. Some children still needed books. Some homes still needed repair. Anna followed the notes carefully. She did not change the rules. Help was given quietly and fairly. The town leaders supported her, but they did not take control. They remembered the letter. Kindness should not become power. The house remained simple. No signs. No banners. Just open doors and honest work. People from nearby towns slowly heard the story. They came expecting to see something grand. They were surprised to find a small house with clean floors and calm rooms. Some left confused. Others stayed and learned. Anna spent her days listening. She learned that listening was often more helpful than speaking. Her grandmother had known this well. One afternoon, Anna found a small box she had not opened before. It was hidden behind a loose brick near the fireplace. Inside was a final note written in careful handwriting. The note said that the greatest gift was not the house or the savings. The greatest gift was trust. Trust that someone would continue with honesty. Trust that kindness would survive even when the giver was gone. Anna held the note close. She felt the weight of those words. She also felt ready. As months passed, the house became a place where people learned skills. Sewing, reading, repairing, planning. Older people shared wisdom. Younger people shared energy. No one asked who owned the house. It belonged to everyone in spirit. The town slowly changed. People helped each other more. They shared without fear. They spoke with respect. The grandmother's quiet way had shaped them, even before they knew her truth. One day, a child asked Anna why her grandmother never told anyone what she did. Anna smiled and answered simply, "Because some good things grow better in silence." The child nodded, satisfied. Years later, Anna grew older, but her work did not slow. She trained others to take responsibility. She made sure no one depended on one person alone. The system remained strong because it was shared. When Anna walked through the town, people greeted her kindly, but never with praise that made her uncomfortable. They understood now. This work was not about names. The house aged, but it stayed strong. The walls held stories. The floors remembered footsteps. The clock still ticked softly. One quiet evening, Anna sat alone in the living room. She looked around and felt no sadness, only gratitude. Her grandmother's life had shocked everyone at first. But in the end, it taught them something deeper. That true wealth is built slowly. That real strength hides in simple choices. That a single life, lived with purpose, can guide many others long after it ends. Anna closed her eyes and rested. The legacy was alive. The house continued to give. And the story, though complete, would never truly end.